welcome back to the last content session of our first day of the Parapsychology Foundation International Affiliates Conference. We will have one session after that, which is the closing session. As you can see, we have 5 speakers, and Mr. Kokubo is the last speaker for today, the last guest speaker, and then tomorrow we will have 4 more. Remember, you're doing okay in terms of housekeeping. You're talking to each other, and you know what to do if you lose sound or video. So, Mr. Kokubo's talk today is called Parapsychological Research in Japan since the 1970s. Hideyuki Kokubo has been contributing to parapsychology and related areas since the 1980s. He holds various positions in Japan, among them Research Director of the International Research Institute and researcher at the Institute for Informatics of Consciousness at Meiji University. In addition, he is the executive editor of the Journal of International Society of Life Information Science, which is a very beautiful journal, and the managing director of the International Society of Life Information Science as well. He is also the director of the Society for Mind-Body Science. Mr. Kokubo has won several prizes, an example being the 2003 Excellent Paper Prize by the International Society of Life Information Science, and his many publications have appeared in such journals as that journal, the Journal of the International Society of Life Science Information, and in the Japanese Journal of Transpersonal Psychiatry Psychology. So let me move over to the slide. You remember that you can move the slide by clicking on the bar at the top, and also pick up your pointer from the left-hand side, and you'll be able to use the pointer. So I'm going to remove myself from the frame. If you would like to start your presentation, go ahead.
Okay. In Japan, pioneers of parapsychological studies. One of them is Atsutane Hirata. Hirata investigated a case of reincarnation of Katsugoro, and he published a report in 1821. Hirata, who was a Japanese classical scholar, revised classical Shintoism and studies Japanese spirituality. Shikatsu Honda, he studied spiritual and shamanic techniques of classical Shintoism and reconstructed them as Chinkon Kishin method. Presently, to purify spirits or ghosts, modern Japanese Buddhist monks or mediums often demonstrate religious rituals which are originated from Chinkon Shin method. Before World War II, there are 2 pioneers in modern Japanese history of academic investigation. One of them was Enryo Inoue, the founder of Toyo University. The other was Tomokichi Fukurai, an associate professor of Imperial University of Tokyo, now named as to University of Tokyo. After World War II, reconstructing and development of research activity after World War II, engineers started their studies on anomalous phenomena too, after irregular visiting. Introduction of Qigong and Chinese research. Researchers from various branches of science are studying Qigong, including parapsychological phenomena. Reincarnation and past life memory have been studied in 2010. After World War II, to Uyghur visits. In 1946, Japan Psychic Science Association and Tohoku Psychic Science Association are established. In 1948, a Japanese translation of The Reach of the Mind by J.B. Ryan was published. And 1968, Japanese Society for Parapsychology was established. And in 1970s, Association of Nengraphy in Japan. Nengraphy is thoughtography. And International Association for Religion and Parapsychology was established. This organization is one of Dr. Hiroshi Motoyama. After Uyghur visit, Uyghur visited in Japan 1974. After then, Science Institute of Japan was established. This society has many engineers, and the third International Conference of Psychokinesis was held in Tokyo. Chinese magazine, Zilan Zassi, Nature magazine, published a report of infrared ray measurement of external qi, white qi. Next year, Sichuan Libao, Shisen newspaper published an article of clairvoyance boy. In 1984, an international symposium was held at Tsukuba. Ki and Sai was the theme of this symposium. And at that time, Toate was performed. I will explain Toate later. In 1985, a government agency invited a parapsychologist to a project for the future communication. In 1988, Externality YT was broadcasted on a scientific TV program or NHK. 1989, a few Japanese reported their studies at the second meeting of the Chinese Society of Somatic Science. 1990s, Society for Mind-Body Science, ESPA Laboratory of Sony, Japan Skeptics, they are established. In 1990s, many researchers were active. And 1995, a 5-year project started by Science and Technology Agency in Japan and International Society of Life Information Science was established. In 21st century, governmental program was finished in 2003. Then, research activities in parapsychology became not active. While research activities became active in complementary and alternative medicine and integrative medicine. In 2010, some researchers have studied reincarnation and past life memory too. The details 1970 to 1980. In this era, macro PK was studied chiefly, especially psychokinetic metal bending, PKMD. This event Hideyuki visited Japan in 1974. A boom of spoon bending occurred in Japan. Many children claimed they could bend spoons by their PK. At that time, many researchers studied metal bending. For example, Professor Hested of London University, he tested many children who claimed psychic power. They have psychic power. For example, of his experiment, metal wires were bent by PK in a glass bowl. Aluminium plate was bent. At that time, Hested measured bending phenomena with strain gauge. This graph is one of his results. He measured PK field using strain gauge. His data shows a Gaussian distribution. Output of strain gauge can be approximated by a Gaussian distribution. It means PK psychokinetic field psychokinetic field is generated during PK task, and its field follows a Gaussian distribution. In Japan, modification of metal or non-metal materials were studied by Sasaki, Ochi, et al. Photographies are studied too, and clearance and psychophysiological measurements are done. Mass media also had interest in PK. These pictures are photographs of a TV program. Now he tried to bend a spoon by his PK. This helmet is a sensor of radio wave. He tried to photograph using instant camera. They are psychics. Psychics try to bend a spoon or do photograph. Radio waves of 20 to 40 megahertz were detected from their left frontal area of their head. This TV program was very famous at that time. At that time, in 1976, Closet was a famous Holland Dutch person. Closet visited Japan, and he did clairvoyance and indicated the place of a missing girl's drowned body on a map. Next morning, TV crews found her drowned body there. This is a newspaper. This news was discussed by many people. This picture is published in a report by amateur researcher. He is Masuaki Kyota, a famous psychic. He can make twist on spoon handle by PK. The detail: one twist, another twist, double twist, same direction. But he can also make reverse twist on a spoon handle. It is very difficult to make a set of normal and reverse twist on a spoon handle. This spoon handle, there are three twists: normal, reverse, normal. Parapsychological game using PK. Ichimura and Kyota played this game using wire bending. This time, Kyota saw an image drawn on a paper, and he tried to send a telepathic message to Ichimura. At that time, he bent a metal wire in order to send a telepathic image to Ichimura. This image, and these pictures showed the receiving image. Ichimura, at that time, Ichimura bent a wire by his hand. At that time, Kyota bent a wire by PK with a feeling of telepathy. During this game, Several wires were kept nearby Kyoto. These wires were also bent simultaneously when Kyoto bent an experimental sample wire. A PKA field was generated around him, possibly. This is another sample. Aluminum pipe was bent, although it was shielded into a glass test tube. Another psychist, Mr. Murasawa, he can turn inside out a rubber ball. Rubber balls were turned inside out by PK of Mr. Murasawa. He succeeded to repeat it many times, but a slit always appears on the surface. His elder brother considered that the reason of this slit was an image. Mr. Murasawa always made an image which he makes a hole on the surface of a ball, and next he turns inside out in his mind. Murasawa's father reported that his son Murasawa could bend a BBQ stick, and also he could heat it until it became crimson. However, the stick did not have real heat, therefore he and others could touch or grip it directly. And also, tap water flowed from faucet. Mr. Murasawa gripped water flow in his hand, and he could make ice in his hand. Next, Professor Sasaki et al. Repeated PK tests using metal and non-metal materials. Some of their results: pure aluminum plate anneal could be hardened by PK. Industrial aluminum plate, metal wire, and iron plate were tested. Plastic deformation by PK was larger than mechanical plastic deformation. 3. When metallic objects were fractured by PK, the fracture surface was more complex, more ductile, and more brittle than ones which were made by ordinary mechanical bending by hand. Microscopy analysis, SEM analysis, left ordinary mechanical bending fracture by hand, people mark. Right, fracture surface by PK. The surface is more complex, more ductile, and more brittle. Recent metal bending study. Nowadays, few PKMB studies are being done at academic laboratories in Japan. Only Watanabe and me reported metal bending test using nickel, titanium shape memory alloy and superelastic alloy. Shape memory alloy has a property that its form can be changed easily using the hand at room temperature, but it recovers its initial form automatically if it is heated to a higher temperature than the multi-cyclic transformation temperature. Superelastic alloy is an austenitic alloy at room temperature, which is higher than its shape recovery in temperature. This alloy shows a superelastic property, like rubber. It recovers its initial form if a strain of several percentage is given. Temperature high and low, multi-stick transformation temperature, MS starting temperature, MF is finished temperature. Hard state, cooling this state. In this state, we can bend this material by our hand. After then, we heat this material. Then the material recover initial state. This is sample of superelastic alloys. They were bended by PK. Initial form and after PK. Usually, this superelastic alloy recover initial form, but deformation remained on alloy after PK. Next, photography. Photography is a kind of PK phenomena which is detected by photographs or movies. We can consider that the study on photography is a kind of studies of sight using photon detection. Visual light, infrared, radio wave, ultraviolet, these are kind of EM waves. We can classify parapsychological studies with photon detectors. Photon detectors, which were used, are photochemical devices, plates, films, and papers. Inner photoelectron, semiconductors, and outer photoelectron, photon multiplier. An example of parapsychological studies is photon detector, photoplate, or previously fly, photofilm, many persons use. Instant photographs, many persons use. Photo printing paper, semiconductor, video camera, photon multiplier. The research can be divided into 4 types depending on the aim or task. The experimental task is to make light appear. Detection of anomalous light near the target during clairvoyance was psychokinesis. 3. Measuring bio-photons as an indicator of anomalous effect on living body. Next, study of using properties of the device. Earliest study with photon detector, light appearance task, light emission task, detection of light accompanied task, Bio-photon as a result of parapsychological effects using properties of detectors, spontaneous paranormal photographs. They are a kind of study by photon detectors. Earliest studies with photon detector. In Japan, the earliest parapsychological study with photon detector was done by Tomokichi Fukurai. He studied on hypnosis and clairvoyance at the first. In 1910, he used undeveloped letters on undeveloped photographic plate as clairvoyance tag. He made a copy of plate as control and kept it in his laboratory. The plate was shielded strictly and sent to a subject via mail. After clairvoyance, the subject sent Fukurai her answer with the plate which was kept in its original state. The target letters were Psi, Ten, Cho, which had been selected at random, and her answer was correct completely. Fukurai exposed the plate and found anomalous slight exposed sign around letters on the target plate. He considers that those signs had been generated by concentrated consciousness during clairvoyant activity. He named such phenomena as photography, name graphing. Fukurai started experiment of photography to draw a picture of a figure on the undeveloped photo plate only by consciousness. It is noteworthy that anomalous light phenomenon was found in an experiment of clairvoyance, not psychokinesis. Light apparition task. Photography is a representative of which task is to generate light or to cause a phenomenon which can cause same effect of light. It is considered that almost all studies of photography have been done in Japan, except studies by Ted Serios and by Sun in a Chinese site. This is photography by Ted. In experiment by photoplate and films, the results are static pictures. Clearance of figures depends chiefly on the grade of ability of the subject. In Fukurai's studies, clearance of figures increased gradually as subjects developed their ability. However, in research of photography, subjects are often suspected to use tricks because their results are too excellent. After the findings of Fry, various private groups tried to train its experiment photograph. However, those groups are not based on universities or institutes. Therefore, their interesting results found. In 1972 and 1973, the Association of Nenography in Japan published a photographic book of photography. Tom Miyauchi was a representative of this organization. It is not easy to summarize the results of Miyauchi and his group because their activity consists of enormous various experiments and theoretical conditions. Some sample of his study, color of photography was similar to color of room lighting. Photography was successful even without room lighting in dark conditions. Color of photography was similar to sample. These photographies were instant photos under color room. Miyauchi and Fukuda covered room light by color film. Under yellow lighting, purple lighting, red lighting, green lighting. These photography influenced by room lighting. Purple lighting, green lighting. Sometimes white. So it was successful even without room lighting. In solar cell experiment, anomalous output of a solar cell was observed only when the subject was aware of existence of the solar cell. When the solar cell was shielded against light, there was no output even if photography was successful. Therefore, light appeared actually inside the target case. Electrical characteristic of solar cell was changed when anomalous light appeared inside the cell. Experiment by Miyauchi and Fukuda can be summarized this system. Solar cell, a small solar cell is kept in a small dark box. This system is made by these are set in a large dark box. Naked solar cell and shielded solar cell, and instant film. A psychic tried to make photography here. At that time, this naked photography, when photography was successful, at that time, this solar cell output anomalous signal. But this solar cell did not show anomalous signal. Therefore, anomalous output of solar cell was observed only when the subject was aware of existence of solar cell. If he aimed to give his PK power to this solar cell directly, at that time this solar cell make anomalous signal. Usually this a subject tried to draw a photography of target image, which was printed on a paper. The experiment was done by an amateur group. They did not care the backside of the paper at that time. However, a pattern was printed on the backside on the paper. The result, both the target figure and pattern were drawn on a photo film as double exposed. If the subject don't know the patterns on the backside of the paper, it is suggested that his clairvoyant ability was active for searching around himself during the photographic task. Miyauchi claimed that colors were a reflection of the subject's mind. Indeed, I can agree with him partially. However, I consider that there are also reflection of characteristic properties of physical mechanism of science because of later Chinese studies. Incomplete photography, which grade of clearance is low, is more helpful than complete one, and because we can find various stages of making a picture relatively easily. Kasahara reported that plural films in a package of instant photographs were exposed variously by one trial. I'm impressed that some of those pictures were made by moving rays from gaps between film sheets. These are Kasahara's experiments. These instant photographs were piled as one package. Moving light trace. There are traces of moving light. Next, direct photograph to video camera. Sasaki Ogawa et al., University of Electrocommunications in Japan, attempted to investigate the process of making pictures of photography by a video camera. They asked Mr. Kyoto to do photography on a physical photon receiving tube of a video camera directly. They succeeded to record movies in which a spot of light appeared and moved while changing their brightness. Their system, video camera, and covered the lens. Its lens was covered, and here position of physical face plate. Kyoto tried to make photography on this surface. This is a shot of video record. Spot diameter was 0.05 to 2 millimeters. Spot appeared and moved. Velocity was 0 to 8 millimeter per millimeter per second. It supports hypothesis that photography is drawn gradually by the moving spot of light. This is a track of figures. Light appears and turns to another direction. Light appeared and moved. Light appeared, moved. All strong, all trace. These are maybe pattern. Maybe the process, whole process of photography. Next, Sasaki and Ogawa and his collaborators try to measure direct photography to solar cell. They use this system. And this is anomalous photograph, anomalous light signal. During a PK task, this signal was observed. And horizontal axis is time, and vertical axis of output current. Overlap waves of 100 Hz. This frequency is room lighting frequency. This signal is suggested that room light appeared in a dark box directly. Light emission task. There are some experiments which tasks were to increase very weak photon from human body, generally Bio-photon. Generally, many people call them Bio-photon. For example, subjects Imagine that their hands emit light. Subjects concentrate their consciousness on specific meridian or chakra points on their bodies during meditation. The research methods were the single photon counting and delayed luminescence. However, the successful protocol for this task has not been established yet. Detection of light accompanied tasks. Photography was found as a phenomenon accompanying clairvoyance. Since 1970s, Chinese researchers also detected anomalous light accompanying clairvoyance and psychokinesis, not photographic tasks. A private research group of Fudan University in Shanghai of China used subjects who were selected after training. Experiment 1. Targets of clairvoyance were color letters on a transparency sheet. The transparency sheet was piled on a color photo printing paper and under set of fragments of color filters, and then shielded against light. Room lightings were the normal lamp, mercury lamp, and sodium lamp. When clairvoyance was successful, the negative image of the target letters were printed on color photo printing paper. The color of images was the same as ones which were exposed by lamp directly. Moreover, when the experiments were done in a dark room on condition that security lamp light on, there were no image on the color photo printing paper, even if clairvoyance was successful. Experiment 2. Target of clairvoyance was psychokinesis and was set near silicon solar cell in a metal can. Under room lighting, Under room lighting, anomalous outputs from the solar cell were caused at time when subjects said they felt the conditions were adjusted for the trial or they were sure to succeed to the trial. However, there were no anomalous outputs from the solar cell if experiments were done in room light. Dark room light appears anomalously. Those results are important to consideration of physical mechanism of science. At the first, there was common property of Sasaki's and Miyauchi's studies, as room lighting affected the color of anomalous light. Secondly, each lamp has its own component of light. For example, we feel the color of the mercury lamp is nearly equal to the color of the normal lamp, but the frequency spectrums were different to each other. Therefore, if we expose a color photo printing paper under color filters by lamps, we obtain different results depending on the lamp. The result of Fudan group showed that anomalous light which appeared on the target kept an own component of light. Therefore, it is considered that subject cognition for colors of lamp did not affect anomalous light, and the light in the room appeared near the target directly. Bio-photon as a result of parapsychological effect. The bio-photon is a very weak visual light emitted from living bodies and it is considered to be generated chiefly by chemical reactions in cells. Although our bodies always emit bio-photon forward outside the body, we cannot recognize it by naked eye because the intensity of bio-photons is very, very low. To recognize light by our naked eye, intensity of photons is needed more than several thousand counts per second, while the photon multiplier to PMT can count numbers of photons one by one. Bio-photons are useful as an indicator of effects non-contact hand therapy, Ekadashi laying on of hands, such as Qigong therapy, Reiki, and jewelry. Usa Inaba, they measured bio-photons by PMTs at the forehead and the tip of the finger of a subject during a Qigong master emitted external Qi quietly from behind the subject. About 10 minutes after starting of emission of external Qi, bio-photons of subject increase at the tip of the finger and oppositely decrease at the forehead. This is a schema of this experiment. Qigong master and receiving subject. Qigong master emit his power to this subject. PMT, forehead and tip of finger. Bio-photons measured forehead and tip of finger. At that time, forehead emitting Qi, bio-photon decrease. Finger, bio-photon increase. Parapsychological et al. Attempt similar experiments to measure bio-photons by PMT at the tip of the finger. However, they did not succeed to obtain obvious results. In their experiment, time of task and control trials was 1 minute alternatively. The trial time was possibly too short to detect any effect. Yanagawa et al. Researched effect of non-contact hand therapy joy by that bio-photon from human skin increased after moxibustion. They used a video camera system which had an image intensifier. Here this 30-minute therapy, 1 hour after moxa on the belly of the subject. The result, bio-photons were decreased and skin temperature increased during therapy. However, it is considered as an artifact that skin was strained with acid and moxa and acid emitted photon possibly. Using properties of detectors, Seto and Samitsu reported a dark current of PMT decreased from about 2.5 nanoampere to 1 nanoampere for 10 minutes when a psychic emitted external Qi to PMT. At that time, deviation of temperature was less than plus minus 0.1 degree. Therefore, the change of dark current was not caused by the change of temperature. They considered that degrees of dark current was caused by degrees of entropy as effect of external key. However, I wonder at present whether the decrease phenomena of dark current occurs fairly or not, because the other group have not reported results of similar experiments yet. This is dark current decrease. Photodiodes as side detector. Chinese researchers use semiconductors. Summary. Room light appears around the target, and okay, 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes. Animal signal can be detected near the subject. In Japanese studies in 1990s, there are many studies. The details are described in Kokubo and Kasahara in International Journal of Parapsychology. This is the most famous laboratory, Yamamoto Bio-emission laboratory at National Institute of Radiological Science. This laboratory was closed on March 2005. Now, this laboratory moved to Institute for Living International Research Institute. Activities of the Bio-emission laboratory were Qigong research relating to style. Two research programs were done, and both budgets were given by Japanese government. Head Office of International Society of Life Information Science, ISRIS, Information Center of International Research Institute, coordinating and of Association of Human Science of Japanese Congressmen. Oh. Okay. Hmm? Next movie. Next, Toate movie. Toate. Repeat. He is a master of Qigong. She is his pupil, his student, training of Qigong. He emits ki and she receives his ki. Can in actual experiment, sender share a fourth floor. The receiver stays the first floor. Can direct communication. This experiment, the sender stays in fourth floor and receiver staying in first floor. One trial was 80 seconds. This curve is expected value. Horizontal axis is time difference. Time difference is 0 is just sending. Observed value are about two times of expected value. And next, we measured sender and receiver's physiological and physical measurement. We did physiological and physical measurements simultaneously. We made these systems. This is control room and sender and receiver. Two subjects were put in separate rooms with communicational deprivation. The sender attempted to give a remote action towards it to the receiver at a distance. Result: receiver's various physiological factors changed anomaly at sending time. Procedure trial 80 seconds, only one silent motion of sending key per trial, double-blinded and randomized conditions. One run consists of 3 or 5 trials. 10 seconds left between each trial. Experiments informed the sender randomly by light signal or physical contact when 5 seconds before actual sending time. At the actual sending time, the sender did motion of sending key quietly and push the event mark switch. This is sender room of total experiment. This is receiver's room. Thermographics, digital video cameras, and now Dr. Kawano attached electrodes of EEG receiver room. And skin temperature was measured at Laogong point, in the middle of the palm. And analysis of SKT is at the actual sending time. Can we find anomalous change of skin temperature? Average of skin temperature change before 1 second. Anomalous skin temperature change occurred before 1 second. 1 second before sending time. Electrodermal activity. I also measured receiver's electrodermal activity. Average of EDA changes as a sending time. And this is EG chart, receiver's E chart. This is sending event mark. This is sending time. At that time, brain wave simultaneously, alpha wave simultaneously simultaneously occurs from frontal area to occidental area. Next, EG change is current sending time. This chart odds topography of significance between receiver's alpha wave comparing receiving and control EEG. 5 seconds before, 4 seconds before, 1 sec 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1 second before EEG change is at. There are significant difference left temporal lobe 1 second before, and right occidental temporal lobes 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seconds after ascending. Next, cultured cell. Another. This is no ordinary pattern, not Zingrone matter. After controls and Zingrone masters, HeLa cells. HeLa cells are human cancer cells, cultured cells. Before this experiment, researchers exposed HeLa cells to X-ray 5 gray or 10 gray. Zingrone master tried to rescue injured cells, injured by these cells. These cells were injured by X-ray, and after healing, researchers measure counts in colony formulation. This on condition of 10 grades, Zingrone masters and controls, there are small difference between control and experiment. This is collaboration of Japan and China. we bring many equipment to China and measured Chinese Qigong masters. ここあれんおう。This is target paper. After clairvoyance, we open the paper.
これは訓練を行うと比較的容易に開発できる潜在能力であると言われています。
This experiment is schema. This schema of this experiment. Sender, Qigong master, insert his hand in a box, shielded box, and receiver set his hand on a cloth. When the master emits chi, at that time, sensory perception area of receivers was activated. Now, I have studied parapsychological phenomena at the International Research Institute, which is located in Chiba, Japan. Sample of research: brain activity during psych-attacks, physiological measurement of during psych-attacks, and development of sensitive detection system for bio-PK using a biosensor. Some of examples. Brain activity. While guessing, we have measured brain blood flow by functional near-infrared spectroscopy (FNIRS) during clairvoyant tasks. Gifted psychics use their prefrontal area during clairvoyant tasks, but other persons have a tendency that their temporal lobes are activated during clairvoyant tasks. This is time lapse, 10 seconds. And cucumber, I use cucumber piece as a biosensor for laying on hand. Control sample, experiment sample, Qigong master, Reiki master, psychic try to do give their power to cucumber piece. Oh. We measured response of cucumber Bio-photons, cucumber gas, and fluorescence. This is a sample of Bio-photon measurement. Experiment sample increased Bio-photon. Okay. I and my collaborators measured bio-PK field during PK task. Qigong master psychic try to give their power the target cucumber. At that time, we arranged other cucumbers as a sensor for this sensor for bio-PK field. As a result, we measured